England, rain on the tarmac, cold that gets into your bones and stays there, and somewhere in a hangar that smells like grease and cigarettes and fear, men are working, not generals, not heroes, engineers. They're bent over blueprints at 3 in the morning. They're sleeping on cots next to machines they haven't finished building yet. Nobody's writing their names in the newspapers. Nobody's throwing them parades. But they know something nobody talks about out loud. If the engine fails, the kid in that cockpit doesn't come home. Every bolt, every piston, every tenth of a millimeter on that Rolls-Royce Merlin, that's a man's life. That's somebody's son. The war doesn't forgive mistakes, and so they don't make them. The war ended. They came back to a country that was trying to forget everything that happened. And these men couldn't forget a single thing. The discipline stayed. The precision stayed. The way they looked at a piece of metal and saw everything it could become. That stayed too. America was moving fast. New houses, new roads, new everything. And these guys, they started building hot rods in their garages. Old Ford bodies, aircraft engines bolted in where they didn't belong. It was therapy. It was the only language they knew. Then Detroit called. Ford Motor Company needed people who understood metal, people who'd been humbled by it, people who knew what it meant for something to fail. They walked into those foundry floors and felt immediately at home. The heat, the noise, the smell of molten iron. Same as the aircraft plants, just pointed in a different direction. They started sketching. They argued a lot. Engines exploded on the test stands and they didn't flinch. They grabbed their pencils. They weren't building a car. They were building something that would give people the same feeling a P-51 gave a pilot when he pushed the throttle wide open. Freedom, pure and simple. March 9th, 1964, Dearborn, Michigan. A white car rolled off the line. Nothing flashy about it, not yet. But if you knew what to look for, you saw it. That long hood, those fast back lines, that look on its face like it was already moving, even standing still. It was a fighter plane that had learned to live on the ground. America saw it and didn't just like it. America fell. It flew down Midwestern highways with the windows down and somebody's elbow hanging out in the August heat. It ran midnight races on back roads that don't appear on any map. It got rained on at test tracks and came back for more. And then, San Francisco, 1968, a green Mustang, narrow streets, the whole city like a deck of cards. Bullets showed the world what this car actually was. Not a product, not a sales figure, a character. It showed up at Woodstock with flowers painted on the hood. Kids pressed their faces against showroom glass and looked at it the way they used to look at aircraft at air shows. And somewhere, an old engineer stood at the edge of all of it and watched. He handed the keys to his son. He signed his last drawing. He went home. His work was done. 60 years. The first Mustang stands in a museum now. White, quiet, just sitting there like it knows exactly what it is. But walk outside and there are hundreds of them, thousands, every color, every decade, every version of what this thing became. Old men lean against their 65s and tell stories to anybody who'll listen. Kids point at the new ones. Electric now, quieter, different, but still wearing that name. Somebody right now is in their garage at midnight.
That's the sound right there. Wow, that shine. The first Mustang.
Bring their grandfather's car back to life. And then the sound, a Merlin engine from somewhere above the crowd. A P-51 Mustang banks low over the field, the real one, the original one, the one that started all of this. The crowd goes quiet for just a second because they feel it. That connection across 80 years of American history. War, steel, highways, heartbreak, pride. They didn't just build engines, they built a dream. It changed shape. It grew up. It went electric. But it never went away. The spirit continues.